Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So here we are with another video, and basically on this one I'm gonna talk about how much profit margins you should be looking at when selecting your sourcing products. Like how much ROI should you be taking in, how much dollar per item minimum at least, because I see it all the time in the groups, like all the newbie groups, where they ask these questions like, what's a good minimum ROI and all that stuff, right? And obviously you're gonna get a crap load of different answers. And if there's one thing that when it comes down to this Amazon business, is that at the end of the day, guys, this business is your business, all right? Meaning that you're gonna run your business however you want to run it. Someone may tell you, hey, you got to take at least minimum $5 profit per item with a 20% margin or whatever. Other people will tell you, take a quarter even, but it sells faster or something like that. And so again, it's gonna vary by person, and each method isn't one size fits all. We all have our different ways of how much money we want to make, the type of products we want to do. Another thing you want to take into consideration is the time that you're going to take to ship out certain items, right? So let me start off with this, basically going on the time. Like for instance, if you do a lot of clearance stuff or clothes or bundles, a lot of that's going to require either taking off stickers, using poly bags, bundling them, one by one, throwing a do not separate sticker on them, and then putting the FNSQ label on top of that. And doing that individually for each product could take, a minute or so, which I know is, to some of you who aren't in the world of Amazon, you may not understand that fully, but time is of the essence when it comes to this business. So you want to make sure you maximize your profits when you're sourcing out there and actually buying certain products, right? So again, time. Now, to me personally, that's probably the biggest factor that I take into consideration when it comes to picking the products that I sell, is basically time. How much time do I take per product to prep? Like for instance, some people, they're willing to go deep on the huge products, like shipping out big toys or big clothes and stuff, and they're willing to take the time to prep it and ship it out, because they're probably getting huge margins from those. They're probably making $5 to $10, if not even more, per each one that they sell. So with the ROI of, I don't know, 30-40%, and that's cool and all. I have nothing against those people. That's pretty cool, because if that model works for you, then that's perfect, right? But to people like me, my model doesn't fit that. I don't like taking like 5 minutes to prep one freaking item to make 10, even $20 even. To me, that's not worth it, because one, I don't like doing it. I don't like wasting all that time doing that. And two, it's just, I could do something else. I could prep something better that sells even faster. Because another thing with sending, bigger items, huger profit items, even like if you're selling $100 products, $200 products, those items tend to take a little bit longer, unless it's like iPhones or something. But even then, you probably won't even find iPhones to sell. So they take longer to sell, and it could take a week, 2 weeks, even a month even to sell that product. So even if you're making $100, from one item, and you send it in, which is pretty good, but how long did it take you to make that $100 back? Versus me, I will prep 1,000 units of one item, but it only requires a FNSQ label. So all I have to do is line them up, throw that little sucker on there, and they're done within less than an hour. All right, and I'll probably still make the same amount, if not even more. And I'm careful on what products I'm sending in as far as sourcing also now, because I also want to send stuff that sells relatively pretty fast, right? Because little by little, Amazon's getting into the they don't want to be holding our products in for too long. So if you haven't noticed, they're basically trying to kick long-term holders out from their warehouses by pushing all these fees and whatnot, and getting products that ship on a daily basis. And that's what my strategy is going moving forward anyways, is looking for products that sell on a daily basis. So again, you have someone who makes $100, but it takes them a month. Me, once my stuff gets checked in, they start selling. So I'm making that dollar back and back and back within 2 weeks tops. And so that gives me the time to actually reinvest that money back into the same products, if not even other products, and just go and go and go and speed up the process, right? And so doing that, once you start compounding all that time and money, I'm gonna come out even ahead versus the person who made $100 within that month, right? But again, I mean, that's not always the scenario either. There's some products that do sell fast, making those $100. So again, it just depends. But it also comes to the prep time. Like me, I just like sticking the label on. Now I do, do some items that require bundling, polybagging. So I'm not saying that I don't do all that, but for the most part, I'm trying to look for items that, just require a label. Now on my last shipment from my huge supplier, a lot of those cases came in just cases. So I was literally just able to slap a sticker. I didn't really need to do, polybagging or anything. So with that said, I was able to move that shipment fast and start making that money fast, which it's already got checked in. So we're making that money back ASAP, right? So yeah. Now when it comes to minimum ROI, dollar amount, again, that varies by person. Some people, they want to make the most out of their time. To them, they want a $3 minimum profit with a 30% ROI, right? So they'll skip over hundreds and hundreds of items unless it meets that criteria, which is perfectly fine. If that's your business model and you feel like you want the most out of your time, then hey, there's nothing against it. Now, for me, again, I like fast selling items. So I'm willing to take $1 minimum, even 75 cents. 50 cents, it would have to move super fast for me to take 50 cents. And minimum ROI, I'm willing to take as low as 15% even, okay? Because if it sells super fast, I'll easily make that 15% back, on a daily basis. So, I mean, you got to take those things into consideration when you're out there sourcing and looking for certain products, because I've sold some of those, higher end products where you're making like 20, 50 bucks or whatever, but it takes so long for them to sell, okay? And so, I mean, to me, it's just not worth the time to wait for that money to come back. I would much rather have my money ASAP and reinvest it into something better, or if not the same product that's selling already well, and just keep it, rolling, compounding, and going. So, I mean, those are just some of the things you want to take into consideration when you're out there sourcing, looking for products, and, deciding what, margins you should be looking into. So again, it's all going to come down to your personality. Are you willing to put in extra work and make a little extra money and, prep, like clothing? You have to fold them, you have to polybag them, you have to do a lot of stuff with clothing, bundling even, which again, I do some bundling. I don't mind it because some of the items that I bundle are really easy, honestly. They're kind of annoying, but they're easy, Or we'd rather just stick the label and move on forward. I mean, again, you want to take those things into consideration. I mean, you can even mix them if you want. That's basically what I do. I mix them. But yeah, so those are just some of the things you want to take into consideration. And also when it comes to scaling, because the more you want to scale, the more faster products you also want to start pushing in order to get that money back and, basically scale your business even further. Now, unless you start outsourcing some of that prepping, then yeah, I mean, you'll scale like that also. But for the most part, that's some things you want to take into consideration. So yeah, I mean, that's just how I'm running my business, guys. Just a little quick breakdown of what I look for. Me, like I said, I have no limit to or like minimum criteria really. To me, if I see on the keeper charts that it's selling really well and I can get my money back the minute it gets checked into FBA, then I'll take it. I'll take 50 cents or $1 if it requires no prep whatsoever. Like, you don't want to spend $100 on an item and only make 10 bucks, okay? Because that's only a 10% return on your investment. That's a horrible investment. And especially if it requires prepping and stuff, that's just not worth it, okay? So, have a criteria, do your due diligence, and, take your time when it comes to sourcing and look for profitable items that are worth your time. Don't just take anything that is going to make a buck, okay? Trust me, I understand that, especially in the beginning of, grinding it out with this business. You want to, take whatever you can and just make a quick buck, but that's just not going to really grow you're not going to grow if that's all you're doing, and actually taking the time to break down your business and break down the numbers and just look at what's working, what's worth it and what's not, okay? So again, take that into consideration. and look through your business, see what's good, see what's not, and yeah, you know, take some stuff out, because when you really break it down, then you realize, holy crap, this ain't worth it, that's not worth it. And that's what I did, and I cut off a lot of items, you know. Like, there's a lot of items that still sell well, but just the margins aren't there for me, right? So again, take into consideration, do your due diligence, and I mean, that's really all I have to say, guys. All right, so hopefully you guys watched to the end. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, drop a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, gotta get back to hustling out here, and we're out.